What is search intent exactly? Well, there are a whole bunch of different reasons why somebody would come to Google and do a search. Sometimes they're looking for more information. Sometimes they're actually wanting to buy something. And knowing what they're trying to accomplish will help you, whether you're trying to run ads up here or trying to rank organically down here. Understanding the intent behind what people are searching for is vitally important if you want to have effective results from your marketing on Google or other search engines for that matter. Let me explain. So this is a common thing that I see where, for instance, somebody will be running ads on Google. We actually see some right here. There's a number of different companies running ads right now on this term. How much does a new roof cost? So let's say we're a roofing company. We want to get some roofing clients. And so we run some ads on Google and we're targeting this term. How much does a new roof cost? Because we think, you know what? If somebody's already thinking about the price tag of the new roof, they're probably ready to buy, right? Well, that's not really the case if you think about it. If you are curious about what the actual intent is behind a search, one of the best things to do is just come to Google, drop your keyword in that you're curious about, click search, and you'll see what shows up in the organic search results, which in this case is just a whole bunch of blog posts. You got like Forbes, which is a huge company, obviously. USnews.com, Angie. There's a whole bunch of massive companies with blog posts that are showing up here. But you notice that there aren't any roofing companies that you can like actually click to and see how much they charge or anything. These are all just companies talking about generally what a roof costs depending on whatever your situation is. So you can see there's a whole bunch of estimates for the square footage, costs of roofs and stuff. But unless we're just trying to help people understand how much roofs cost all over the place, that's probably not going to help us much. So you might think, well, let's go after people that are just looking for a roof. And same thing, you got like Wikipedia, Home Depot. There are some maps listings showing up here. But look at this, news articles. Like, it's going to be impossible to rank organically for the term roof, right? Whereas if you search for something like roofing is an actual service. And so now you're talking about people who are looking for a service. And now we start to see some different results showing up here, right? And in these results, we're also seeing some big companies, but we are seeing some, more local roofers. This is in Montana here for this example. But let's take a look at a bigger city and look at an example like Phoenix Roofers. Now we see these sponsored Google guaranteed ads at the top. We see a bunch of businesses showing up in the maps results. We see a whole bunch of advertisements. This is a roofing company in Phoenix. This is the top 10 roofing companies in Phoenix. So this is something we would probably want to rank for if we were a roofer in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, this is a little bit, it can take some time to start to get a grasp on how all this works. So there's actually an easier way to do all this. I like to use this tool called SEMrush. I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up for a trial and you can use all these tools and get all the information you need and everything. But essentially what you do is you come here, you take your keyword, you put it into the search bar at the top, and you click search. And then it's actually just going to give you the intent right here. So you can see how much does a new roof cost. It's saying this is informational. The user wants to find an answer to a specific question. And informational search intent is typically not high buyer intent. So if you're going to create a blog or, rank your website or create a blog post to rank for a term or run ads on a keyword, essentially if you're trying to get traffic for the keyword, you want to know if that person is just trying to get a question answered or if they're actually trying to buy something, right? So if we take roofing, for example, this one is commercial. The user wants to investigate brands or services. So that's what I was saying before. This is an actual service. Roofing is a service that people provide. And so if somebody's looking for roofing or roofing near me, something of that effect, then they're essentially looking to purchase that service or try to find out if it's affordable enough for them to purchase that service, right? There's much more intent behind purchasing with a term like roofing than something like, how much does a new roof cost? Which is a little bit counterintuitive because this is really specific, right? They're like trying to figure out how much a roof costs, so you would think they'd be ready to just pull out their wallet and buy. But that's not really the case. And so with some of these, it's easier to just use a tool like SEMrush so that you can just know for sure what the intent is behind the keyword. So we can also look at roof. This is informational. People are just like, they might not know what a roof, like how to spell the word roof, right? They might be looking for the definition of the word roof. So it's probably going to be an informational search in nature. But something like Phoenix Roofers, this is going to be commercial because somebody's looking for a roofer in Phoenix, Arizona, right? So once you know the keywords that you want to go after that have high buyer intent, so, like commercial intent or something of that effect, there are, I think, other ones where somebody's looking to buy something like Apple Compute. Oh, let's do MacBook Pro. If we did something like MacBook Pro, it might give us something slightly different than commercial. It might give us like a purchase intent. There's like investigational. So you can explore these and hover over these, get a good sense of exactly what the intent is behind the searches that people are conducting. Once you know, then you can create content or advertise appropriately. Now, just because something has informational intent, right? Like, how much does a new roof cost? Doesn't mean that the keyword is invaluable. I should say that differently. It doesn't mean that the keyword has no value. It just means that if you're going to advertise on this term for people who search this term, then you're probably best off providing them some information. That's the value that you can provide in this situation, which is why when you do a search like this, you'll see a whole bunch of companies that have blog posts where they're talking about, national average, maximum national average. They've done all this digging and research. This is the updated 2023 version. A bunch of these say that, So you can see a trend here. So all that means is, if you're going to go after this term, then you need to create a blog post that's superior to Forbes and all these other companies here. And that's the way that you're going to get some additional traffic. Now, that traffic can come to your website, and a portion of that traffic might then subscribe to your newsletter or visit other pages on your website and then decide to become a customer, right? So it's just a different journey when you're advertising or marketing using a informational intent search term. It's definitely doable. You just need to make sure you're doing it the right way, or else you're going to, your advertising is going to fall on deaf ears, essentially, because you're going to be advertising to the wrong people at the wrong time. And part of the power of Google is that you can advertise to the right people at the right time when they're looking for the exact thing that you offer, right? That's the beauty behind it. So it's best to take advantage of that. And a big component of that is understanding search intent. So I hope you found this helpful. If there's anything you had questions about, whether it be how to use SEMrush to find search intent, or what search intent is in general, or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. If you're like most new business owners, you're probably struggling to get your online presence established, let alone get it to the point where it's bringing you a consistent flow of customers, right? So that's why I created this free course where I actually walk you step by step through the whole process of setting up your online presence.
This is the same process we've been using for our clients for over a decade at one of my agencies. And essentially, I'm going to show you how to set up an SEO-friendly business name right from the get-go, how to develop your website really quickly and easily, how to set up your Google Maps listing, start getting some Google reviews, everything you need in order to have a substantial online presence where people can actually start finding you and purchasing your products or services. The best part is I'm going to show you how to do it in under a couple of hours, and all for less than $50. If you're interested, I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up today. Make sure to check this course out for free right now because I'm probably going to start charging for this at some point in the future. All right, I'll see you on the other side.